Welcome to An Apple a Day, a podcast, a resource, a community. Share your experiences and learn from others as we overcome barriers and learn to live a happy, healthy life with a disability. Welcome to the community. Here's your host, Jimmy Apple.
Welcome to another episode of An Apple a Day. I'm your host, Jimmy Apple. An Apple a Day is brought to you by www.famousapple.com. Famousapple.com is the home site for this podcast. Over there, you're going to find our show notes. You're going to find the things that you might have missed on the podcast. You'll be able to find over there. Go over to www.famousapple.com. Go on podcast news. Check out the show notes. And if you have any questions, you can always email me at admin@famousapple.com. And I want you to join us over at www.facebook.com/groups/disabled living and join us on the Living with a Disability group page. Join in the fun, answer some questions, share your thoughts, ask some questions, meet new people. It's a lot of fun over there. So you get a minute, go over there, check it out. How you feeling today, my friends? You feeling good? You feeling strong? How you holding up with this pandemic? Yeah, I know some people are acting like, oh, it's over. No, it's not over. It's far from over. And we're going to discuss that today. It's far from over. And you see it in Florida. You see it in Texas. You see it in Arizona. You're seeing it in New York here in Westchester County. You get these people. I don't understand parents. They took their 16-year-olds or 17-year-olds to Florida, then bring them back, and without quarantining them or anything like that, they bring them to a graduation, and they infect these people. They infect other kids. They let the kids run wild with other kids from other schools. And now we have a cluster again in Westchester County where it all started in New York. What's wrong with people? What is wrong with people? You're acting like this. I've heard so many people say that this is a hoax and it's political and the government's trying to take away your rights. No. There's so many people that have died, so many people that are sick from this, and you're acting like it's nothing. Put on the damn masks. Put on the gloves. Social distance yourself. I don't understand what this big deal is that, oh, I can't wait to get out of the house and go to a restaurant. Hey, try cooking. That's something new, right? Oh, my God. But how are you holding up, my friends? How are you holding up? Are you taking your medicine? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Are you getting the food delivered like we talked about? Are you still doing your exercises? Are you still calling your doctors? Are you doing the virtual visits? If you have to go into the office, you're making sure you're wearing those masks. Get the hand sanitizer, the good stuff, not the stuff that's snuck over the border. Wear the gloves. You got to take care of yourself. We're in the high-risk category here. You got to take care of yourselves. We got to take care of each other. Make sure that you're still doing your exercises from your rehab and the virtual visits with your rehab doctor. It has to be. This isn't a vacation. Whatever you don't keep working on, you're going to lose. And once you lose it, it may be gone forever. You don't want that to happen. So please, keep it up. Keep up with the medication. Keep up with the exercises. And please make sure you have food in the house. You have to have a balanced diet. You take a medication, you have to have a balanced diet, a healthy diet, not just junk food. So please stick with it, my friends. We have got a good one today for you. We got a lot of information. Information from Social Security. We got information about a singer, songwriter, and guitar player. Now, if you're as old as I am, you'll remember him from the band Humble Pie. You'll remember him from the 70s. Peter Frampton. Yep, Peter Frampton's been in the news and he's doing a big tour, but unfortunately, it's his finale. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. He's come down with a really bad disease, and we're going to talk about that some more. But we got a lot going on today, so sit back, relax, and we're going to jump right into it. Now, before we start with the information, well, this is information because it regards the podcast here. It regards our community, what we're doing here. And this past month, we've seen numbers go through the roof. Now, whether it's because of the worldwide pandemic or what, all I know is that we've had more visitors and more downloads on the podcast and to the website in this last month than we've had for a while. And I want to welcome them. I want to welcome all of them. Everybody that's come to the podcast, listened to the podcast, downloaded the podcast, visited the website, visited Living with a Disability over on Facebook. I want to welcome you. But I want to give honorable mention here. Now, our biggest audience comes from the U.S., naturally, because that's where we're at. And we have every state in the nation downloads this podcast. There's listeners in every state of the nation. But the three close runners up right now we're heard in 71 countries around the world. 71. And in some places there's as few as 10 or 20 downloads coming out of the country. But in other places there's thousands. Okay? The three runners up trying to catch up to us here in the U.S. The three biggest members right now behind the U.S. is Ireland. And I want to welcome the people from Ireland. They're from Carlin, Dublin, Kildare, Kilkenny, Offaly, Longford, Louth, Laois, Meath, Westmeath, Wexford, and Wicklow. We have a lot of people downloading out of those counties. They're the Leinster province in Ireland. And welcome. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you more. Tell your friends about us. Right behind them is Canada, our friends to the north here. People from Canada, they're downloading from Ontario, which is the biggest part of the downloads in Canada are coming from Ontario. Ontario, British Columbia, Alberta, Nova Scotia, Quebec, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan. Welcome to everybody. Again, tell your friends. Welcome to the family. We're all family here. And third, last but not least, is the people, our friends, our family from Australia. Australia, we have the people from Victoria, New South Wales, Western Australia, Queensland, and South Australia. Welcome. That's all. And these are just the three runners up. I can't mention all 71 countries. I'd have to research every city and state that they're coming from, and I'm gonna. Trust me, I'm gonna. Eventually, I'll mention everybody. And write me at admin@famousapple.com and tell us how you like it. Tell us how it affects you in these countries. And anything that you want to hear, any information that you want, we can look up here. Let us know what you want to hear. I'm more than willing. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for downloading. I want to thank you for joining us on a regular basis, on a daily basis. I'm looking at these numbers go up, and it's phenomenal. And of course, all my brothers and sisters here in the U.S., thank you, everybody. But I just wanted to share this with you. Our three runners up right now are Ireland, Canada, and Australia. They're right behind the U.S. So, welcome. Thanks for being a part of this. I really appreciate it. All right, let's move on here. All right, I have a message here from Social Security. It says, Celebrating and Creating Independence with Social Security. It was written by Darlinda Bogle, Assistant Deputy Commissioner. On July 4th, we celebrate our nation's independence. For nearly 85 years, our programs have helped provide financial independence. We continue to make it easier for you to access our programs and benefits. Today, applying online is a convenient way to apply for benefits. You can go online to apply for retirement or spouse benefits. You must be at least 61 years old and 9 months in age and want your benefits to start no more than in 4 months. Apply online at www.ssa.gov. Disability. Apply for disability. You can use the online application to apply for disability benefits if you are 18 or older, are not currently receiving benefits on your own Social Security record, are unable to work because of a medical condition that is expected to last at least 12 months or result in your death, have not been denied disability benefits in the last 60 days. If your application was recently denied, our Internet Appeal application is a good starting point to request a review of the determination we made. Now, to apply for benefits or get the Internet Appeal application, you go to www.ssa.gov. Do you need extra help with your Medicare prescription drug costs? Some people need assistance with the cost of medications. You can apply for extra help at www.ssa.gov. Medicare. Medicare is a federal health insurance for people 65 and older, some younger people with disabilities, and people with end-stage renal disease. If you are not already receiving benefits, you should apply online within 3 months of turning age 65. You can do that at www.ssa.gov. Supplemental Security Income, or SSI as it's better known. SSI is a federal income program funded by general tax revenues and is designed to help aged, blind, and people with disabilities who have little or no income. You may be able to apply online if you meet certain requirements. See if you can apply online for SSI by going to www.ssa.gov. So www.ssa.gov is your answer for everything when it comes to disability benefits, Social Security benefits, Medicare, or SSI. So go over there and check that out. Now, there's something else I want to bring up, being that we're talking about Social Security. Here at An Apple a Day, we get a lot of email asking for help on how to get approved for Social Security disability. There's one thing, though, that I'm becoming more and more aware of when I get these requests for help that's missing. Some tell me that they've been turned down. One young man told me he was turned down twice. They're all quite concerned about how they're wording their answers. They want to know if there's any magic words or phrases they should be using. The one thing they never seem to tell me is how injured they are or how bad their health is right now. They're more concerned about wording and getting approved than their health, which seems strange to me. And that sends up a red flag with me. I get questions like, should they use a cane when they go for a hearing or to a face-to-face meeting at the Social Security office? Some want to know where they can rent these items like wheelchairs and crutches and so on. When I read some of these messages, it's clear to me as the nose on my face that they're trying to scam the system. Now, if you go to the doctor and the doctor says, I want you on crutches for the next 6 weeks, 6 months, 6 years, whatever, I'd say 9 times out of 10, you're going to walk or hobble out of that doctor's appointment on crutches or out of the hospital on crutches. If you need a wheelchair, they're going to have a wheelchair set up for you to take home and have one brought to your house just for you, fit for you. They're not going to tell you, well, go out and go buy a wheelchair or go out and look online and see if you can pick up a used set of crutches. They're not going to tell you that. And here's the other thing, something to think about. You go to Social Security now after you've been to the doctor and you've been hurt and you've been in the hospital. You go to the doctor, you go to Social Security rather, and they have all these notes from the doctor. And nowhere in the notes does it say Jack Black needs a wheelchair. And here you come rolling in a power chair that you rented from somewhere. Don't you think that sets up a red flag to them too? You're scamming the system. It's not going to make you look any better. As a matter of fact, it's going to make you look worse. If you're truly hurt, you go in and you present your facts. You lay the facts on the table. Why are you going to enhance it? Why are you going to exaggerate? Makes no sense. I've received emails from a couple of people who have told me that they've read my medical conditions and asked some really deep questions about how certain things like movement and weather affects me. At first, I thought they were being nice and asking, in general, but then I get these follow-up messages looking for clarification on certain things, and I realize what they're doing is they're parroting my symptoms to their doctors. How? Do you want my system? Do you want my symptoms? I'll give them to you. Here, come lay down. I'll take a saw, cut your leg off. You can have the wheelchair too. I'll give you my wheelchair. I have a power chair. Give me your legs. I'll give you my wheelchair. How's that? Of course, then there's always the big question. Should I get a lawyer? Can you recommend a lawyer? First off, I don't recommend lawyers to anybody. That's a personal decision that you should make on your own after you've done your homework. Everyone thinks their guy is the best when it comes to doctors, lawyers, and auto mechanics. Now, do I think you should get a lawyer? Only you can answer that. Do I think you need a lawyer to apply and get approved for Social Security disability? If you're truly hurt and have a disability that will stop you from working, no. But you ask, how am I supposed to know if I have a disability or if I can work? The doctor's going to tell you. What do you think? The lawyer's going to tell you? He's not. He's a lawyer. The only thing he's going to do is he's going to take the papers that the doctor fills out that says whether or not you can work. He's going to take those papers and he's going to bring them to the court. The same thing you could do. If you're truly injured and fit the criteria, you'll be approved for Social Security disability. If you don't, you won't. It's that simple. It really is. I mean, from my own experience, I filled out the paperwork. I got the records they requested from the doctor in the hospital. I went to see their doctors when they told me to. I got my approval. No need for an attorney or their fees. Do you know, if you get turned down, first of all, the attorney will tell you, oh, I'll take this. It's not going to cost you a dime. Sure it is. Sure it is. Whatever benefit you get with back pay, the attorney's going to get 25% of your back pay or $6,000. Whichever's less. But either way, he's guaranteed to get at least $6,000. So it's costing you money. It's costing you money. 25% of your benefit or $6,000. And, I listened to a couple of YouTube videos from these lawyers, and they're like, well, we'll get the papers in, and we know the right questions to ask, and we know the right things to tell them. Here's the right thing to tell them. I went to the doctor. They're going to ask you how you got hurt. You tell them the truth. If you tell the truth, you don't have to have a good memory. If you tell the truth and don't lie, the facts are right there in front of you. Now, either you're hurt or you're not hurt. The proof is what you're going to get from your doctor. Of course, their doctor may look at you and say, well, I don't agree. And then it gets a little bit more hairy. Maybe then you might need legal counsel. But to go in right off the bat and say, I have a lawyer. I think you're wasting your money. I think you're foolish. But I'm not knocking the law profession. But I think it's foolish. Another concern that seems to spur a lot of concern with people who do finally get disability is those checkup forms that come they usually come every 2 to 3 years, maybe 4 years, depending. And they want to see if you're still disabled. And they'll ask you questions like, what has your doctor told you? Did the doctor tell you can go back to work? Have you gone back to work? Have you done any work that leads to substantial pay or anything like that? And people just freak out. They think that Social Security is going to cut off their pay. They're going to cut off their benefits. And why? Why? I told you a while back about a friend of mine who got it, and he freaked out the first time he got it. And he came to me and he said, they want to know when the last time I went to the doctor. I said, well, when was the last time you went to the doctor? He says, over a year ago. I said, you're on disability. How can you not go to the doctor? You always tell me how your back is killing you, this is killing you, that's killing you. What about the pain pills that you said you take? I take Tylenol. Why are you on disability if you're not going to the doctor? This isn't a vacation. How did you even get approved if that's the case? Oh, it's a pain in the ass to go to the doctor. It takes up your day. You're not on vacation. If you were working a job, the job takes up your day. This actually is your job, to get better. Without going to the doctor, you're never going to get better. You're actually going to get worse. Or you're faking it. Oh, long story short, he got called in. He had to go to all their doctors and everything. It was a long, drawn-out thing. And he lost his benefits for a while. You're on disability. It sucks. It really sucks. But that's what it is. It is what it is. And that's what makes me mad when I see these other people that want to get on disability because they think, oh, it's free money. I heard one person, I don't know whether it was in the news or might have been someone talking locally, that said they can't get, their unemployment is still behind and they're going to apply for disability. Well, what happened? They're claiming PTSD from the pandemic. Well, who diagnosed you? I diagnosed me. You can't diagnose yourself. If you're really that sure that you have PTSD, you go to the doctor. No, he's claiming he's going to go and collect Social Security disability if he does. But that's what kills me with people. They think that this is some kind of bucket of money that you get. They think it's chump change, it's pocket change, as some people call it. For us, the people that truly need it, this is how we support ourselves. This is how we support our families. This is how we keep a roof over our heads, put food on the table. And it's insulting. It's insulting. And to think that they can scam it, we're looking at the real deal. It just said in that paper, you have to be disabled for 12 months or have a disability. It's going to result in your death. We're not talking about a game here. We're talking about life and death. And these people are thinking, well, it's pocket change. Take a couple of months off. You know what happens, though? I hope they get caught. And when I do know that somebody's scamming, I report them. I'm not going to lie. Why should they... Why should they be taking benefits away from somebody who needs it? It's sickening to me. It's sickening. And it's insulting. It's insulting to every one of us that someone can say, oh, this pocket change, I take a couple of months off, hang out, relax. Oh, is that what it is? I want to know. I know because me being in the position I'm in, this is no relaxing situation. I've been to enough doctors that I should be able to get my MD soon. I've taken enough shots. I've taken enough tests. I've got disease. I've got a disease that they can't find a cure for. And I got somebody telling me, well, I'm going to take a couple months off, get some pocket change, maybe go out and buy a new car, do something like that. I hate liars. I hate thieves. But it's there for those of us who need it. And to blame the pandemic right now. If you had COVID-19 or the coronavirus and you said you're going to apply for Social Security disability, I could see that. But you have PTSD because it's here. What about every other person on the planet right now? My friends, it's a sick world we're living in. But just know, if you do have questions about Social Security, whether it be Social Security disability, retirement benefits, SSI, Medicare, or if you're having a hard time paying for your medication, Social Security is there to help you. Just go to www.ssa.gov. All right, let's move on here. All right, you may know his songs. Ooh, Baby, I Love Your Way, Show Me the Way. He wrote those two songs in one day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Unbelievable. Fantastic. Some people say he's the best guitar player in the world. He played with Humble Pie. He played with David Bowie. His name is Peter Frampton. And now Peter Frampton, with all his other achievements, he's joining the world of the disabled. That's right. Unfortunately, Peter has come down with a disease, a very debilitating disease, that may end up leaving him in a wheelchair. And he's just broken the news to his kids and his family. And it's a disease called IBM. No, not the computer company, not irritable bowel something or other. It's called IBM. And it affects the muscles in the forearms, in the hands, and in the legs. Oh, he's going out to do his final tour, his finale as he's calling it. And he's going to do it in 40 cities here in the United States. And you may end up seeing him at some point having to sit down on stage. And that's going to be the reason why. Because what happens is with this disease, he's going to lose control of his legs and his hands. Devastating to someone who's led a career entertaining millions of people. Well, we're not going to go into it today. We're going to talk about this on Monday. I have a whole study on IBM I want to share with you and some of Peter's story. So please be with us on Monday when we go over the Peter Frampton story and IBM. Well, I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank you for stopping by. I want to wish you all in the United States here happy Independence Day tomorrow. Please make sure not to blow your fingers off or blow an eye out or something like that playing with fireworks. Better off you just kind of watch them from a distance if you can see them. But we have to stay home anyway. Socially distance yourself. You got to remember that. It's so important. It's so important. The masks and socially distancing yourself from others. Eventually, hopefully, this will change. But if not, if this is the new normal, so be it. We've already gone through so many life changes when we became disabled, and we thought we couldn't handle that, and we did. We're doing it. You're doing it right now. So just take this as it comes. Don't let it get to you. The same way you accepted the disability and you're learning to get past those obstacles, you'll do the same with this. Don't let it get you down. But keep yourself going. Make sure you socialize. You have a computer, you have a telephone, socialize, email, write, call people, get into these chat groups. Like I said, join the chat group with us. Join our chat group. That's at www.facebook.com/groups/disabled living. Meet other people with disabilities. We're going to start interviewing other groups, other group leaders. So this way you know where there are groups that you can go to and talk with people that maybe have the same disability that you have, or the same illness or disease. Or you just want to talk to people and learn about other people. Maybe you're taking care of somebody and you want to learn how you can better take care of them. These are open to caretakers, friends, family, you name it. socialize. But there's a lot of chat going on over at Disabled Living with a Disability, our group, the Apple a Day group. So go over there, check it out. We'd love to hear from you over there. I'm over there all the time. So do that. And remember this, my friends, no matter what, things can always be worse. Remember that. Somewhere, right now, there's somebody wishing they were in your position. So things can always be worse. Don't let it get you down. Thanks again for stopping by. Make sure you're here on Monday, so we'll talk about Peter Frampton. Got a couple of other things to talk about on Monday. And have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves. And again, I want to thank the people from Canada, Australia, and Ireland. Definitely want to thank you guys for stopping by. Please keep coming. Tell your friends about us. And thank you guys from the United States. Thank you for everybody that comes by here. You've been listening to An Apple a Day. My name is Jimmy Apple, and one more piece of advice. Remember this. Laughter is the best medicine, my friends. I'll talk to you on Monday.
Thanks for listening to An Apple a Day with Jimmy Apple, your gateway to a happy, healthy life. Join our community at www.famousapple.com. See you next time.